A very good afternoon. Welcome to KU247 News. My name is Blue Smile. Today we are holding this presser to respond to the Comrades allegation that the Ubaa government is not working. So with me is Jacom and a very beautiful lady. Maybe they can introduce themselves for. Let's start with Jacom.
Okay, good evening. I'm Odhiambo Samuel, known as Jacob. Yeah, second year student in the School of Education, and I'm happy to be here.
You're happy to be here. So let's have you.
My name is Joan Wagaki.
Mhm.
I'm also in the School of Education, second year. Yeah, and I'm also happy to be here.
You're happy to be here. You're aspiring to be something big in the school.
Yeah, true.
Okay, so let's get to the main business of the house. So it happens that Charlene Ruto was at the school today, and we've had a lot of dramas, people saying this or that. Of course, we've had them, we've read the comments that we did in KU247 News. So my question was, first of all, the main theme there was like, okay, Teddy Odhiambo is failing as a leader, or the Ubaa government is not working. So my question is to you, Jacom. Is Teddy Osano solving Comrades' problems?
Yeah, in my point of view, I think Teddy has really tried at his personal best to reach his promises to comrades, as he had scripted down in their manifestations as the Ubaa government. When he was being inaugurated, he read them out, and he read them even out to the congresses. That's why even they elected him. And the very first thing, service to the comrades that Teddy gave is availability to the comrades. We have always been seeing him around. He has always been there, meaning when you approach him with a certain situation, something you want him to do, like he's there, he can listen to you. Compared to when I was here in my very first year, I remember I saw the president only 3 times in his entire term. So that means he wasn't even there to address comrades' issues. So availability to the comrades is always the first accomplishment of a president that he should be doing. And the rest of the things is upon comrades now to come out. You can't go to 70,000 comrades, each one of them asking, what's the problem? How can I help you?
Okay.
So which comrade have gone to him and he has failed to help? That's the big question. But as for me, as we will continue talking about the manifestations and his service to comrades, I think he has not done everything.
Okay.
But he has done his best.
Okay. So, Joanne, I believe that you agree with Jacom that Teddy had some manifestos that he has maybe fulfilled the promises that he made. So, tell us some of the promises that Teddy gave and how he has fulfilled the promises.
Okay, for me, I quite agree with my friend Jacob. And I believe the far he has come, he has tried to accomplish a lot. Some days ago, I saw him with the health committee in Anniversary Towers, and he tried as much as possible to ensure that the help is not cancelled out. And for me, it's a big achievement, even though the help has not yet dispatched their batches to the comrades. I still think it's yet to come. And the other day, I also saw him with the comrades about the transformer issue, and I think he sorted it as it was supposed to be sorted. Yeah, and you cannot serve everyone. You cannot help like literally everyone. He's just there to deal with the major issues affecting most of the comrades. So I tend to think comrades should be patient so that they can allow him to come to complete his term with true diligence, and so that he can reach to all areas. Now, if we don't support him, we'll be dragging him down.
Okay. So how long should the comrades be patient? While we all know that it's a matter of 2 months and Teddy's administration will be over. How long should we be patient?
As long as patience is involved.
As long as patience is involved. But it seems that Jacom, that people claim that President Teddy is not working, is not doing whatever he promised, and it happens that there are more radical students than even the Teddy himself, who think that people are trying to change sides right now. People are going to the opposition. We've seen that Harrison Nganga is in the news so much than Teddy himself. Just tell us what should Teddy do so that the comrades can see that he's working?
You see, in every government, for it to work efficiently, there must be an opposition. And the work of opposition is to keep the government on toes, and in a way that always they are always reminded that there is something they should be doing to comrades. You know, for the matter you have just mentioned Harrison, not in a bad way, but I remember even Harrison himself went to the help offices the other day, and he actually came back saying there is no progress. So what does he want you to do about it? If the opposition themselves has been there, and they have seen that there is no money from the treasury, so like the help officers, they can't give you what is not there. So like we saw Teddy himself having photos with the help officials, and even gave out the distribution of the batches, how the amount had been located. It was 1.4 billion, and to everyone. So it's something that now they're waiting for the treasury to process the money to the help officers so that they can disburse it. That's the only thing remaining. It means in some point, I think Teddy should continue what he has been doing. It's more of administration through the dialogue process, something which he has been doing. Hecklers will always be there, and even if it Harrison himself who could have been in power, or not, no, now that he is now the official opposition leader, there could have been people keeping him on toes. There could be people pressing him to work more and more for comrades. And like I said, people will always heckle. And if Jesus was not accepted by everyone on earth, so who are you to accept to be accepted by everyone on earth?
It's okay.
Of course, it's so logical.
Okay, so because of time, maybe we hasten a bit. So, of course, you're a comrade. You know the problem that the comrades are facing. Tell us, what are these things that the comrades want that they think that Teddy is not offering?
Okay, so far most of them are confused and very much at a lot of confusion because of the help. Currently, I know of students who have already received the help allocation, which is quite amusing that it is being said that none has received. But I have people who have received, especially those who are under the orphan category. Those have received their batches. And what I will say is that there has been a lot of I think the workers at KU, or I don't know what is happening with the management, where a lot of things and stuff that are supposed to be done around the school is not being done, is at standstill. So comrades are complaining about even the sanitary of the school as of now. They're also complaining about we are having so many problems with the western side about the electricity and what have you, and security, even within the school.
Yeah. Okay, so Jacob, my question is, I'll be asking you two questions. First of all, before I ask you why are people criticizing him, or if the criticism is right, I will ask you. You've seen other leaders, university leaders, they are from other universities. So, how should president be so that the people can love him and support whatever he's doing for the comrades?
We know of the late Professor Magoa, right? Who loved him? Literally, which parent loved him? But right now, we see the number of condolences going around. That was the best CS that the people have ever received. When you are there, people won't see what you're doing. When Kibaki was president, nobody really saw what he was doing. But when he left some time back, people really saw like Kibaki is the best president that we ever had as Kenyans. We don't know what the current president is going to do that is better than Kibaki did. But everything, this health issue, everything, this electricity to rural areas, these roads that President Uhuru was now coming to accomplish was as per the President Kibaki. You know, we are in a situation where KU really needs revival from the Students Association leadership side. And it's quite a huge burden, being that after the corona period, there was a lot of things that were never done. And when the government came just immediately after corona, I want to say they did nothing. And it's now a big burden. People really want a revival of 4 years in 1 year.
Okay.
So it's something that is going to be a great challenge. Teddy will be there, yes, but he won't change everything. I want to assure everyone. He will set the pace so that the person that is coming next will be bounded to what he has set. Just like when Uhuru was coming next, he did whatever Kibaki had, the manifestation. He kept pushing them. He kept pushing them to a point that we are now seeing Kenya somewhere. The number of roads have increased. That's where KU is. It's not that our government is not working. They just have a lot on them right now. Like they are starting from scratch. and Comrades really thought that those who have been there have been doing something,
Okay.
which is literally wrong.
Okay, so let me ask Joanne, just a simple question. Is the criticism of Comrades to President Teddy Osano warranted, or is it right for them to criticize him, according to you?
Yeah, it's very okay and it's very in place because it is their right as comrades. They placed him on that seat so that they can get representation from himself. So I don't, and it should be there because now without criticism there is no work that can happen. Without opposition there is no work that can happen. Now the opposition and the comrades keep Teddy's government in check because if we never complained of anything, then
Nothing will happen.
yeah, and with the criticism, it does not only help Teddy, but also the management gets to see that he's at a lot of pressure.
Okay.
You see?
Okay.
So with the criticism, the management gets to see.
Okay. So let's talk about Charlene Ruto as a event today. Jacom, I know you're there. You're actually among the boys who actually this suit of viewers was actually the attraction point. So let's talk about who brought Charlene Ruto to KU.
Back then we saw President Teddy being elected in one of the drought and climate change management program through the office of the Vice Chancellor. And I think the comrades were very happy about it because they find that some of the youth are now being there and representing them. In Teddy's speech, it was so clear that he's the one who invited Charlene Ruto, the first daughter. And how did he do it? To the fact that he was in that cabinet, let me say, the people who were elected, several youths were elected, of which he was one of them. And when they were there, they were to fight drought and climate change and farming to the extent that you see areas like Samburu, as he said in his speech today, that they started with regions like Samburu. And when they were in this campaign, he had to look for somebody who is as ambitious as him. And that's why he went to find Charlene Ruto so that they can work together, they can champion this campaign to the extent that Kenya in the next years are actually at a point where the drought is reduced, the flooding is reduced and everything. And him inviting him in KU is like a blessing to KU to the point that he has invited some people that he's working with for so that even KU, as a KU administration, we also have a target of number of trees to be planted and the rate of which we are going to reduce drought as an institution. So it was a process that the president is also trying to help the administration or the institution and even the Congress to reach that target of the number of trees to be planted. And when now Charlene Ruto comes to champion this process, it will kind of motivate youths that is something that is real, and even the government is happy about it. So I don't see any problem.
Okay, so of course we've had criticism, and some of the responses from the comrades were saying that trees for now are not a priority to KU concerning the when we just think and see that people are almost going kuinama. Some of them are renaming because of the problem of help. So was it helpful? Was the initiative of planting tree helpful at the moment, or was it at the right time to invite Charlene Ruto to the university?
Okay, for me, I tend to think the whole purpose of bringing Charlene Ruto to the campus sites was not actually about the trees. It has more meaning than we think. We think of it like Charlene Ruto having the time to come here as a youth, so that the harnessment of the youth together with the Charlene Ruto, the first daughter, shows that the government is well aware that there are youths in this country, and is well aware of the harnessment that should be created between the government, the youth. I tend to think it's a bigger thing than we think about it when we see it, and it has more to it than what we see. And I tend to also think that I wouldn't much criticize what happened. People should take it as a big opportunity of the government reaching here. Because if Ruto had the capacity to prevent that from happening as a president, he could have. So, and of course, the daughter must have asked advice from the father before coming here.
Okay.
So I tend to think it has there's a bigger perspective or a bigger.
Okay, so I would really want to have Jacom speaking on the same, but because of time, let me ask you a very different question. So let's talk about Gingi's government. At first, we told that Gingi was among the worst president in KU. I don't know, but some are saying that. And then my question was, and people were saying like, okay, Gingi went to bed with admin. Sorry for that. So people are also thinking that now that Teddy is not in line with whatever the students are, maybe according to the students, that he's not doing what they want. Now that he's not doing what they want, of course, you told me that he's doing what it was really necessary for the comrades at the moment. So, do you think that Teddy Osano's government is getting to bed with the admin? Do you think so?
I actually don't know because as at now, in my position, I'm a comrade, right?
Mm-hmm.
And you see, the constitutionally, you see, SGC hold their meetings that you see even the congresses are out of it, and the meetings that they hold together with the congresses. And I don't really think, as a normal comrade, I'm always invited in such meetings. But what makes people think that that is happening is the results of the general government. That's what will make people think that they're alienated towards the administration side, or they're alienated towards the corporate side. That the outcomes of the government, that's what shows whether the allegations are true or false. Of which my response to this is dictated by time. When that time comes, when the over government will be out of office, and then we'll be looking back, trying to see whatever they really did, and we see that there is nothing literally they really did, or they, you can be in a position. 1 year is a very short time to serve comrades' interest, and you can be in a position with the interest to serve comrades.
Yeah.
And maybe you are limited by time. And now that you seated is in 4th year, he's not going to come back for the seat again. So that tells us something. You see, the best president that KU has ever spoken of, the kinds of Werewere, the kinds of Aika Joshua, they were there, but you find that maybe they had a lot of time. You see, some of them went for 2 terms.
Okay.
So you see, time is actually a limit to whatever we're going to see. And when that time ends, actually we will see whether they were in bed with the government or with the administration, as comrades will say, or they were not. Because me, I personally believe Ubaa has done what is required of them. They may not have done everything. When the other day there was crime rate in KM, the president championed a baraza. All comrades were invited to express their issues. Some never attended, but they really want their interest to be served. When there was this transformer issue, there were hecklers around KM, oh, let's mobilize, what. That will never help. We find that Kenya Power is a monopoly. It works under monopoly. There is no any other organization supplying power. So you can't force them to do some things. You have to work through dialogue. The president did that. A new transformer is set. No comrade is appreciating that. The other day when HELP is the only organization that is championing sponsorship of students upkeep.
Okay.
The president was there.
Okay.
He even showed us pictures. Nobody is talking about him and the surety. He even showed you how the money had been divided. Nobody is talking about that. So I really ask myself, what does comrade want? It is now high time that they highlight what they really want. Because even the Werewere seat that has never been lit since I was in KU, the Nyayo wall, it is under light right now. So it's actually the president may not put policemen around KM and everything, but they're actually trying. Because since I came here, I never saw that area lighting. Right now, after that baraza they held, that there is light there, and I hope you personally have confirmed it.
Yeah.
And these are some of the things that comrades should see. When you have a glass of water, it's either you to decide whether it's half empty or half full. But I think Teddy's government is half full of the glass. We actually should see the content that has been put in place so that we really help him to move to where he really wants.
Okay, so let's finish it up. Let's wrap it up. Joanne, tell us what do you see of Teddy's government in maybe the next 2 months?
I think there'll be a lot of change. According to me, one, because of the pressure that has been placed or that is in place, and two, they have put people who they want to support later, so they will also want them to receive that, to see that people who I work with are people who I trust and who can work. So for me, I quite believe in them.
Okay, so just a minute of maybe 30 seconds, you say your last words.
Oh, I would like to remind comrades that Somesha Mwenzako is out and they should apply. Because you can be waiting for help and it may take time. And the Somesha Mwenzako is out here, they can apply it. That is part of what the government expected to do,
Okay.
if I can say. And also, it's my urge to remind comrades that our adversaries or the challenges we are facing at this moment, the tension all around is just that because we really don't have that promise from the government, literally from that the help itself. That's whatever is creating tension. And it's also my prayer as a comrades, because you see the challenges around, and I pray that it comes out soon enough so that comrades are rescued from these challenges. Yeah, I would like to wish comrades all the best, and also let them identify means of saving money, means of upkeeping themselves, small hand jobs here and there. So, through that, actually, we can actually come up with areas. Let them be innovative. Let them find means in which they can actually get some small amount of money for their upkeep. As we wait for this help, hata mimi nangoja. Sina hata batch number.
Kuna batch number. So let's have Joanne tell us the last words to you people.
Yeah, so I will tell the comrades that Teddy is a wise person, and we say that wise people cannot fool all of the people all of the time.
Yeah.
So I tend to think he's wise and he treads carefully on what he's doing. So let's give him time. And I know there is a lot of power in comrades, and comrades know when to strike. So they should keep check, and also Teddy should keep check.
Okay, so everyone should keep check. Na mtulie bana. There's a message nimetumiwa hapa nikaambiwa comrades wajifunze kushukuru. Wakuwe na shukrani. It's okay, manze. Thank you very much. This is us, from us, K247 News to the world, manze. Subscribe to our YouTube channel and every media platform, manze. Thank you very much.